turn that down for now. And we'll be back out there. Meanwhile, how are you all doing? I'm going to let a few people come here and catch up with us. Let's see who's here. Okay. What do we got? JN77. Happy New Year from Hermit Lion. Hey, Ashley, how you doing? Muo Neutrino, hello. Second Signs, Happy New Year's Eve. Yeah, we got half hour to go before we have New Year's in Tbilisi. Near the end, I'm going to stick this out. And let's see, what else have we got here? Yeah, no, what'll happen is the closer we get to New Year's, the more fireworks will go off. Now, this year actually doesn't seem as crazy as it's been in some years. And I think that's the pandemic effect. And, people are getting together, but I think what we'll see in about 15 minutes is more insanity. They don't wait for New Year's to blow things off. The crack of midnight. It just starts getting louder and louder. In about 15 minutes, it'll get crazy. How you doing, Ashley? Are you isolating, or are you going to spend some time with anyone on New Year's Eve? Let's see what else. Scott Teed, is that Teed, Tidy, or Teed, or Tida? That could be pronounced many different ways. How you doing in Ohio? Where else are people from? Ice Bear, you're in Germany, aren't you? Meow, London, correct. And Vixen Dixon, also London. What's nice is because I'm so far east, you can come and join me without necessarily interfering with your own whatever else you're doing. Loli Letterato. Oh, you're a new person I haven't seen from Florida. I want to show you, I will get back to this in a minute. Francis, hello. To be or not to be. Ha, I finally got that. I want to show you a couple things. I have a tradition that I do every year. And at the beginning of the new year, the first thing I do is I eat and drink something I've never had before. So this is what I am eating. It's this weird sausagey thing that I found. It's got some kind of weird crust on it. That is what the food I have. I don't even know what it is. I mean, I've tried to look up what exactly this is. If anybody knows, it might be a German thing. If you know, let me know. And the other thing is, from Italy, I found this. It's mole cola. Or maybe it's mole cola, but I think it's mole cola. Trying to be kind of Mexican or something. Let's see, who else is here? Gregory Ross. Lots of people joining in. Happy 7th day of Palambron. Happy 7th day of Christmas, everybody. Yeah, except Christmas isn't here yet. In Georgia, it's called Shoba. And Shoba is their Christmas. It's on the 7th of December because they're on the... Okay, hold on. Let me make sure I get this right. They're on the Julian calendar. We're on the Gregorian calendar. I believe that's correct. So let's see. Stefan Solomon, thank you for showing up. Thank you for the good wishes. And yes, I would nudge you, but, it would probably hurt. Let's see. Griswold Grimm. In the house. Well, not really. This is not a house. This is a digital connection. Let's see. Neutron Nick 11. Were there like 10 other Neutron Nicks? Happy New Year to you. And Australia. David, what time is it where you are? Which part of Australia are you in, and what time is it there? You must be way late in the morning. Yes, we are still in Advent here. Let's see, Zurich, Switzerland, JN's, nice, 8:34. Let's see. So I wanted to tell you some of the things that have been happening lately. I am actually in the last, okay, that sausage thing doesn't look German. Okay, that's good to know. No, it's not blood sausage. It's definitely got some sort of, it looks like a hard sausage, but it's got a weird crust on it. Smells kind of normal, but we'll see. I just was in this weird store and I looked at it and I said, ooh, what is that? I have no idea what it is. And that was the basic rule. Let's see, what's going on? Okay, you're all saying hello to each other. That's cool. So it's 6:35 in the morning in Victoria, Australia. Nice. We got a, you're already in 2022, David. Happy New Year to you. We're still trying to get there here, but it'll be early for everybody else. So let me tell you what's been going on. I have been, this year has been a very strange year for me. I think it's been, my year has been a lot like the year for everybody else. That is to say, drifting, we don't know where we are, will this pandemic thing ever end? Will you get vaccinated, blah, 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 all this stuff, lots of political insanity. But for me, it's also been a weird drifting year. I mean, at the beginning, things were like, okay, what's going to happen with the pandemic? Maybe it'll end this year. Oops. And then what happened was that I did the GoFundMe crowdfunder, which was great. With a lot of your help, we raised over $10,000 to help get my container here. And that was also to help me find a new place to live to bring my container. Well, then I started the process of looking for a place to live, which didn't end until the beginning. It started in July, didn't end until the beginning of December. And all of that time, I was already packing boxes. It's like my life was in some sort of weird limbo. And then it's just like I find out I can't get a place. I can't buy a place. After I'd done all these things, I can't buy a place because I'm too old and I can't take out I'd have to pay off my loan in 4 years because they don't let anybody have money hanging around after they're 70 owed to the bank. So, but interestingly enough, I immediately just in my mind, and I do this when I recognize something isn't really going to work, I immediately switch gears, and I immediately switch gears into renting the best place possible. And so I found this wonderful place in Vaque, which ends up being the best area to live in town. And I am going to make a couple of videos, one for my Georgian Crossroads channel and the other for us here to explain the process, all of this stuff this year and try to put it in some sort of order. The Georgian Crossroads channel, do you guys hear all that? It'll get really loud when I finally open the window again. The Georgian Crossroads channel one will be the nuts and bolts of how I worked it and what you need to know to rent a place here or to buy a place or not buy a place. And then what I'll give to you folks is more my emotional journey, which was kind of a roller coaster. And so that's that. Good news, really good news, is that I was talking with, I have friends, those of you who know I have 3 channels, and one of them is dedicated to my studies in puppetry, music, things like that. And I put documents that I have filmed and recorded and interviews on that channel. It's called Gravity from Above. And if you haven't checked it out, you really should. But one of my friends is a woman who runs the longest running puppetry magazine in the world, and that's in the Czech Republic. And so I talked to her. We had a discussion. By the way, this is really, really, really obscure. I just got published in their magazine in Czech. So if you go to, let me write this word down for you. If you go to this, it's really pronounced Lotkarsh. But if you go to this place and then look up my name, Burn Power, you will find samples of the first part of my article in the magazine. And it's really funny because I did 2 essays for them on puppetry in Georgia. Eventually, I will publish those on my Gravity from Above essay site, and I'll let you know when I do. But anyway, I was talking with her on the phone like I'm looking at you, except she was looking back at me. I think if I was looking at all of you right now, it'd be like looking at, a fly's eye view of the world, all these little dots. But when I was talking with her, I've been working on this documentary for years called Gravity from Above, and it's about puppetry in Europe. And basically it's about my thesis that puppetry is about reality, and it has the antidote in terms of art to all the digital stuff we are sucked into. And interestingly enough, in the interviews I've done with puppeteers, they all know that. That is to say, out of all the people who do, a lot of other people are thinking like, how do we put what we do online? And all the puppeteers are going, get us the hell offline. This isn't what you do. This isn't life. Life isn't online. So I was talking with her and I said, I've got all these interviews. I've got maybe, I don't know, 20, 30, maybe 40 of them with different people. And a bunch of them are with Czechs. And I said, I'd like to do a book of just the interviews. And I know that there was someone who put out a really great puppetry book a few years back, and they did one in Czech and one in English. And I said, well, what about I bring, all these interviews to someone? I said, do you know anyone who would be interested in such a thing? And she said, I would. I want to publish that. So I'm going to the Czech Republic. I have my tickets and I have my accommodations, and I'll be there in, end of February through the beginning of March for like 2.5 weeks. I'll be in the Czech Republic talking about my book deal, but also doing a lot of other things that I think you're going to find are interesting. And I'll take you along in some way. So let's see who else has showed up here that I've missed since I've been blathering. Is that Kai Martella? I'm going to say Kai. It could be Key, but the Key is like a Georgian word, like Key. That's how you say yes. Gregory, okay. Yes, thank you, Gregory. It was shocking that I couldn't get a loan. It's a really bizarre, part of the reason I'm here is because I'm getting older. I'm 66 years old. And, one of the things, T.S. Eliot said, old men should be explorers. And I really feel that what happens, the great tragedy of life is that people get into ruts. And as someone once said, a rut is a grave with both ends knocked out. And I think that when you just do the same thing over and expect it, not that I think everyone should just move or grow something. Not at all like that, but rather one has to do something to keep oneself engaged in life. And so my feeling is that, coming here, nothing works, almost nothing works the way I ever expect it to work, which is great because by throwing me off all the time, it really keeps the brain working. And that's really important. And I notice people as they age, if you get into, I had a stepfather who got into the habit of he retired or, at a certain point, and then he just sat in front of the television set and within 10 years he was dead. And that accomplishes nothing. life should. It also, if any of you have ever seen my series on time, that one of my thoughts is you have to still have new time. That is, say, to experience new things, to stretch time out so you can really live in it. If it's all repetitious time, it disappears and becomes meaningless. Okay, thank you, Kai. I'm glad to know. Me one. Is there like a me too somewhere out there? Happy New Year, Burn. Okay, thank you. Got that, Grizz. How's the sausage mystery? I don't know. I can't eat it until after midnight here. We got 15 minutes ago. It was really blowing off a minute ago. Then it kind of died down. But like I say, when we get to about 5 minutes to midnight, I'm going to take us out to the window and we're going to sit there for a while and talk. I get it. Too many me toos. All right. Yes. Life should matter. Life should matter. But life should include matter as well. All right. Do I have Scandinavian ancestors? Yes, I actually do. I am part Norwegian. No, burn doesn't mean bear. I'm a quarter Norwegian, but burn doesn't mean bear. Burn is actually an old Anglo-Saxon word, which means coat of mail, the chain stuff that they used to wear under the armor. That's what my name means. So you can take that for what it means. So it's not Bjorn or Bjorn. It's although it sounds similar and people often confuse me with that. Okay. So where else are we from here? Sophus Krog. Oh, I guess are you in Denmark right now? Well, exactly. Your childhood seems longer than your adulthood. And there's a reason for that. It would be very hard for me to explain it all right now, but it has to do with the amount of time. A friend of mine came up with this idea. I thought it was very good. That when you're like 5 years old, 2 is like half. 2.5 is half of your life. When you're 15 years old, 7.5 is half of your life. But the older you get, the more behind there is. And I think, okay, Denmark, Trappa skunk. Okay, I'm not even going to ask the origin of that name, but it's nice to know you're from Northern Ontario. How far north in Ontario are you? But no, time stretches out as you. Now, for me, I figured out how to make time go on and on and on. I mean, I don't feel any sense of repetition. It's the repetition that kills what we do. So if you have a job, I mean, I have had jobs working in, my goodness, but it's going to get worse. I just hear all these explosions outside. Are you hearing explosions that I'm hearing? Do you hear those? Do you hear that? Oh, forest near Lake Superior. Well, it's not that far north in Ontario. There's a lot more Ontario north of that. I mean, I used to live in Alaska, so, to me, north is like, you got to get pretty high up there, up near Yukon. But we'll accept you as northern. You're certainly northern compared to all the Americans. Let's see. Oh, you guys getting, how's your connection? I'm getting some. Hey, Papuna, are you in Tbilisi? Where are you? If you're in Tbilisi, we ought to hang out sometime. Are you folks hearing what I'm saying? Okay. It's not so much a nom de plume as a nom de fume. Okay, because I'm getting these things, your connection is unstable. It just could be that YouTube is unstable. Okay, Good laugh. Are you hearing the fire? Did you hear that barrage of fireworks that just went off a few minutes ago? Yeah, it's low res. I don't have. I'm too low rent to afford really quality equipment. Am I coming through all blurry and fuzzy? It'd just be interesting to know. Okay, you're interested in my stance on the Orthodox Church. This is probably not the place for that. That's a long question, and I don't want to do those kind of questions. And I've done them before. If you go back to some of my question and answer videos, particularly the first couple, you'll probably find that question there. But thanks for asking, and maybe I'll answer it at another point. Yes, you heard the booming, and the picture's good. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Well, I upgraded my service here to make sure that I could, pump something out. But it's just a video camera. But I'm using a new MacBook Pro 2012 edition. I only use 2012s because they still have the slot for the DVDs and CDs, which I like to put in there sometimes. Okay. No, it's not 4K quality. I'm not living in a 4K world. But when I go outside, it's a lot higher resolution. I'm talking about the real world. So, very good. Yeah. You're not going to get the full thing. Yeah, okay, that's fine. CDs. No, I'm into hard media. I find digital media to be an illusion, essentially. That is to say, for one thing, I think there will eventually be new wars. And if there's a new serious war, all your digital information is going to get wiped out. Because if I was, sitting in China or Russia and saying we want to attack America or Western Europe, what are you going to do? You're going to go straight for all the digital online stuff. You're going to totally interrupt communication. So that's why I'm bringing my library here. Because I have thousands of books and records, albums, vinyl, and CDs. And if anyone says, if anyone ever gives me flack about this stuff, I'm just like, I feel sorry for you. It's just like, really. I mean, and I'm 66, and if you're like 30 or 35 or 40 or 22, you're going to experience what I'm talking about in your lifetime. I am absolutely sure of it. There will be, if not, it'll be other things that are there to take us out, whether it's serious hacking or whatnot, or we could just run out of the rare earth we need to make all of our junk work. So I wouldn't be so confident that all your downloading, all your streaming, and all of this is the way to go if you want to preserve the information. I mean, even still, I use these things all the time to back up what I do download. I don't download anything I don't plan to keep. I'm not much into streaming. I'm much more into downloading and keeping because I like to refer back to things. So that's why I also have a large library. Yes, thank you, Gregory. Someone understands. The cloud will be dispersed. No, I've always thought the cloud was a lie. For one thing, everything you put into the cloud is eventually becomes a product. That is to say, they sell it back to you. It's like, or they use your information, and so I put nothing in the cloud, absolutely nothing, except, whatever's on my email or whatever. But even that, it's like I keep looking for ways to download my emails to save them because I just don't trust it. And I keep having this thought, I'm old enough to remember when there was no internet. I'm old enough to remember about 1996, just to give a date, it was different for different people, but when everyone started to go online. And to me, it always seemed like a weird fad. It still does. And I keep expecting one day we'll wake up and go like, okay, it's over. It's like we're going back to hardcore reality. And in the event of a digital takedown, we will. Unfortunately, like the whole Y2K thing was like a big scare, and everyone said, "Oh my gosh!" But at that point, almost nothing was a problem. Now, everything is connected. But I like being in Georgia because they've already gone. I mean, they've been without electricity here. They know how to live. So that's a good thing. What else have we got here? You need a good haircut. Why not treat yourself? Sorry, Pedro. It's not my thing to get haircuts. So it's just, yeah. So alas, it's, I like being more the wildlife than the caged animal. Okay, not happening. Antichrist comes first. Not unless we're ways away from the second coming, which I wouldn't never put your money on the second coming being very soon. At the same time, it could, but never. Plant a tree. So let's see, I've been waiting secondhand anime disc. Okay, good. Okay, we got a Vervaeke thing going on here, which again is kind of like the Orthodox thing. It's a little bit more than I probably want to go into. Okay, we got to go out and see what's happening outside here. I won't be looking too much at this, but okay. We've got a lot of explosions. We got about, 4 minutes to go? Now I'm way up on the side of the mountain. So I've got the remnants of a tree in front of me, but you can probably see light flickering off and on. Yeah, it's starting to bubble away now. I mean, I wish you could see it here. It's just like bubbling away in all sorts of parts of town. Of course, like I said, no one's waiting for New Year's to do this. I have a theory that what they're really doing is not celebrating the new year, but killing off the old year. And I think that's an interesting concept. It's like to get the explosions out of the way first. It's like you're saying, okay, 2021 is over. Are you getting a good show? We're almost there. No public displays. This is all private. There's no law against fireworks, owning fireworks here. More minutes. It's like a cauldron bubbling. Whoa, what's going on out there? This looks like the city's on fire. Now it's starting really big. Let's get rid of 2021. Yes. Happy New Year from Tbilisi. Right overhead. They're just going nuts here. Absolutely insane. The interesting thing is, Tbilisi is actually a pretty libertarian society. That is to say that, I mean, rules don't seem to matter much here at all. I would spend more time out there, but I'm actually on the heater as I'm doing it, and it's kind of roasting me alive. So yes, so Happy New Year from Tbilisi. And for many of you, except in Australia or India or China or someplace, not that I have any Chinese people. It'd be kind of cool if I had some Hong Kong. Man, what can you even do that? So let me do the thing. I just heard a big pop. The pop sounded like it was in my room, but it's just overhead. Okay, I'm going to look at this thing. I don't know what this crust is here. I'm going to see what this is. My first food of the new year. Wow. That's exciting. That is, I don't know what this crust is. Could be corn, could be wheat. It's not cheese. But anyway, it's an amazing salami. And it's dry but juicy. Maybe it's Italian. Yeah, I don't know. So there you have it. And now, the mole cola. Are you getting that, or is it? I'm reading it as backwards. Are you getting it backwards? What do you mean the horse meat in Tbilisi is world renowned? I've never seen any here. Okay. Well, let me finish eating this first. It's actually really good. Okay. It's just the way it goes. Oh, right. Yeah, there's something going on. A fairly normal cola with, subtle hints of. I was hoping it would have cinnamon or something like that. Anyway, I am going to. Does anyone have anything to say, or any not big theological, philosophical question to ask before I get out of here? Just a normal, like practical question or question of interest or whatever before I head out of here and let you get back to your own New Year's Eve. Okay. You're in Batumi. Okay. Very good. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get more into the transhumanist stuff and its relationship to the rest of the Hydra at some point in the year. But it's definitely, the push is there. But I feel, I have a good feeling that the push has gone too far at the moment, and that there'll be a snapping back of sorts. But that could be also violent, and we don't want to see that. End. Okay, I'm in Tbilisi too. Cool. Are you Georgian end, or where are you from? Hey, Hermit Lion. I'm glad you were here. I hope I gave you a little bit of a good New Year's to think about and such. How many lari to the Aussie dollar? Well, the Aussie dollar is is less than the American dollar, correct? Well, then it's probably about, I don't know, two and change, $2 and $2 and change. But that's all right. Okay, Papuna, do contact me. And I'm guessing, Papuna, you're in Tbilisi, so let's hang out. Oh, no, you're an American. Well, and if you're going to be here for a while, if you can find me on Facebook or go into the About section on my YouTube channel and get my email and write me, and we'll hang out. Sadiq, the maniac. Sure, just a comment. I'm not sure how I found you. I'm not sure how anyone finds me. But I have family that came from Georgia. Cool. Anyway, greetings, sir. I'm new to your channel. Clearly, I'm in a good place. Yes, you are. I find that actually I don't have a lot of really, shall we say, obstreperous people on my channel. A lot of people who, even when they're kind of funny and weird, they're well-meaning. And every now and then I've had, there was one guy who classically was always disliking the channel. Just one guy. But now they don't show me the dislikes, and I never feel sad. I never did anyway, but, Okay. Well, I'm going to get out of here. Like I said, I just wanted to share New Year's with you. Did I miss the window shot? Yes, you did, Grizz. Would you like me to show you a little bit now? I will. Just for Grizz, we'll go and see if there's any encore, but it sounds like it's all died down. And but Grizz, this is for you. Let's see if there's anything for you out here. Yeah. It's all the losers who have too many fireworks now, but they'll be going on for hours. Sorry, Grizz, you missed it. It was pretty. What do you think, folks? Was that pretty interesting as far as the fireworks? Did you get something out of that, or was it too blurry and hard to read? Great. Okay, well, get to your parties. Enjoy the rest of 2021. And I think 2022 won't be such a weird drifting mess as this year. It won't be for me, like I said. And if I'm really fortunate, I will get my container here in Tbilisi. And I will show you my new place very soon. All right. Good night, wherever you are. I'm enjoying the sausage mystery. Okay, so let's see. End stream. I will be ending the stream in 30 seconds. Everyone's getting their last little message in. Here we go.